Hey, what's the deal, Cowboys Nation? All right, so man, this is my take on the whole bringing back Michael Gallup thing. So, when you look at our offense, man, I understand, people think we don't need certain ingredients because the food come out good and it may be one of the best dishes they ever saw, ever tasted. All right, that's all fine and dandy. But it's all about the element when you add Gallup. Based off of how most fans view Amari Cooper, how you see him struggling through games or playing injured. Now, if you add Gallup to this situation, it relieves pressure off of the other receivers and adds difficulty to the defense. Now, I'm not saying that they need or Kellen Moore needs Gallup to create this special dish, but if you analyze the situation, it just makes everybody's job easier when you add Gallup that can actually be a deep threat that we have been missing since basically all season, since he hasn't played since the first game. Now, let's say you want to replace him in a draft with a third, fourth round pick, and you bring that receiver in. Do you think that receiver is going to readily be on the same page as Dak or grow to trust or to get Dak's trust quick in the regular season, training camp, preseason, things of that nature? Remember how long it took Romo and Dez to actually mesh and get along and basically have that, oh, when you see me do this, that means do this type of trust? The same way with Dak and Dez. The same way with Dak and Amari Cooper, Dak and CeeDee Lamb. It takes time to grow that trust with other players. No more. The first important relationship on the offensive end is the quarterback and the offensive coordinator. Second is the quarterback and the receiver. Now, I believe we're being lazy and we're being greedy by taking advantage of Dak's eliteness and Kellen Moore's design, because it's going to be it's going to be a game this season. Maybe it may not be this year. It might be next year if Kellen Moore's still here. We're going to need Gallup's deep threat to open up for CeeDee Lamb, because Amari Cooper may be, he won't be as sharp on his route running. He won't be as dynamic to where they're going to give him double team or double looks just to, counteract his run routing ability. So for me, when you already see that the offense is the major strength on this team, you keep that strength. I think it's easier for them to find defensive help in the draft rather than plug in or trying to find somebody on offense to come in and give you what Gallup gives you. Now, I believe with all the steady increases in the salary cap and TV deals, things of that nature, I believe if Gallup wants to stay a Cowboy, they're going to get it done, regardless of signing bonuses, things of that nature. However the contracts can be broken down, the Cowboys get it done. When a lot of us thought that La'el Collins was going to be expendable because, we can't put too much money on the offensive line, what happened? They signed him out of nowhere. Nobody even knew it was coming. And now look at him now. He's one of the best tackles in the league, but his contract isn't even top 5 for that position. And basically they got ahead of the contract. Now, I'm not comparing the offensive tackle to the receiver, because I know the receiver market is a higher market. But when you look at the injury plagued season, because yes, this is an injury plagued season. We played almost 7 games, and he was only present for one of them. That may play a factor into his overall asking price. And he's been injured quite some time throughout his career. I'm not saying he's an injury prone, but I believe he's been injured at least once every year of his career. So for me, if you're asking me, man, I say get it done. You don't want to play with this multiple Super Bowl run. I know I might be getting ahead of myself because we haven't played in the Super Bowl in almost 30 years, but with the window that it's looking like right now, it looks like that window can be extended a little open, or just be open a little bit longer if we're able to keep this offense intact. I think it's, for me, if you guys remember, rest in peace Kobe Bryant, but it was a time when he was, I'm not comparing the greatness of Kobe Bryant to Gallup, but what I'm saying is there was a time when there was a little bit of a battle between the Lakers front office and Kobe Bryant because they wanted Kobe to take less money. But Kobe was saying, I'm not taking less money just for the sake of taking less money. If you're not going to replace, or if you're not going to use that extra money that I'm not taking to go out and get somebody to help me win a championship. When do the Cowboys spend big money in free agency? Or do they take a decent amount of money and bring in bargain players that may surprise you during a regular season? That's more of like their avenue. They find players. Just like if you look at our team right now, how many players did we sign 1-year deals that are playing great football for us now? I think that is their cup of tea. We're going to bring in, speaking of tea, I'm sipping tea right now, Lipton. If you want to try something, man, if you want to be a little bit risky, man, you go and get some honey graham crackers and you just dip it in for 2 seconds. Don't hurt. You can't leave it in for too long. It'll break off. It'll melt because it's kind of hot. But just try that for me, man. But back to the Cowboys. If you think that they're afraid to go out and get players on 1-year deals, it's paying off for them. And I'm not saying immensely, but it's working out because you may get good football from these guys, and then you're risking the risk. It's a low risk because the money, it's not a lot of money. When they sign Randy Gregory, now he's probably going to get paid. He's definitely going to get paid this offseason. But last year, what did they give him on that 1-year deal? What did they give Urban, KZ, Hooker? Now, a lot of those guys is on defense. And then when you look at the drafting on defense, you go and get Diggs, and you go and get Micah Parsons, and Noshawn Wright, Boss Man. I'm not saying some of them, the last two we haven't really seen in the regular season, so we don't know what type of product we're going to get on the field. But when you see the ability to draft well on defense and plug in pieces on defense and free agency, then you have to know the offense is the strength. You have to put the money somewhere, and I don't want to mess around with Dak and his trust with the receivers. He's built everyone that he's throwing the ball to. They have been there multiple years. If Dak doesn't trust you, you're not getting on the field. Except for, I believe, one Malik Turner got a couple snaps this year, but he's not a rookie. He's been all around the league. So for me, man, I think you keep Gallup and you bring in players on defense through these bargain deals, and you draft well on defense, and that's the recipe for the Cowboys in their Super Bowl window, man. If you have any questions or comments, or you believe I'm right, I'm wrong, you disagree, agree, man, go ahead and drop it down in the box, man. We can have a little conversation. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Peace.